Hey guys, I'm Chris Norwood on a journey to hear every song ever recorded, and I'm very excited today because I got my first negative kind of comment on the channel, and I'm super excited. I thought that I was going to get a lot of negativity on the channel because that's what the internet is, but you guys have been pretty great. But this guy, I'm going to call him out to Sal Lange. Probably mispronouncing his name. That's part of his complaint about my channel. It's actually on my the Network Money 2020 album review that I did. And he complained on November 15th, 2020. He complained, this channel is terrible. The most cringe I've ever seen. Please delete. It's also pronounced Rayto, not Ritu. Thank you, Sal Lange, for the feedback. I appreciate it. And now I'm going to do another video because you got me all pumped up about my channel. I thought, I wanted people to hate me. And, this is the first kind of real... I don't know if they were joking, like saying this joking or not, but there's no smiley face. There's no ha-ha emoji. It's just what it is. So, thank you. I subscribe to your channel. Let me know what I can do better. I know that I'm not, I don't have the best camera. And, it is what it is. So let's just jump into ranking the studio albums by P.O.D. Is that how you pronounce P.O.D.? It's P.O.D., right? Payable on Death. Now, I got into this band, I kind of started listening to modern rock in 96, 97, and P.O.D. were inescapable in 2001. I was starting to getting into heavier music in the early 2000s, and this is a band that I kind of was initially attracted to, and kind of over the years, I have kind of lost my sort of deep connection with this band. Now, I went to school with, or went to it was like a school away from school type thing. But I knew this guy named, I knew a guy that's now in a band called Islander. I knew the front man of Islander, and he was like really good friends with the guys in P.O.D., kind of obsessed with them. And, kind of one of my claims to fame. I actually drew some sketches of P.O.D. which were not up to his standards. But, Mikey and Islander is doing pretty well for himself these days. And he went to church with P.O.D. and he was pretty close with them. I think he's related to Sonny some kind of way. But let's just get into what we're here for. Ranking the studio albums by P.O.D. They got 1, they got 2, they got 3, they got 4, they got 5, they got 6, they got 7, they got 8 studio albums over the course of what? Let's see, do we have any 90s records by these guys? Yeah, we got Fundamentals of Southtown, Elements of Southtown, 99. These are late 90s new metal reigning champions. These guys were Christians. They are Christians. And, they are on my list and they will forever be on my list, even though they've kind of lost me a little bit. It's not really the flavor of rock and roll that I prefer. I gotta say, I love all the rock and roll, but things like Breaking Benjamin and Trapped and things like that kind of just don't really do it for me. But P.O.D. are, as far as that kind of band goes, they're one of the better ones in my opinion. So let's just jump into this because they got a bunch of albums. Coming in, the worst is going to be 2015's The Awakening. And this one had nothing that I liked. There was a Maria Brink feature of In This Moment. nothing really there that I'm digging. So let's just move on, because there are some really great P.O.D. moments. Coming in next, so that's the only bad album in my opinion, The Awakening from 2015. Because this next one, When Angels and Serpents Dance, is actually, it's a meh record. So it's not bad, it's just meh. I do enjoy, there's a Suicidal Tendencies feature on there. That's pretty interesting. Some people from Helmet on this one as well. But overall, not really digging it. Not really digging Angels and Serpents. Getting better and better is going to be... Oh my goodness, P.O.D. Have you fallen off that much? Ugh. So this one, I actually like a couple of tracks off of this one. Is going to be Circles, with no freaking picture at all. Came out in 37 minutes and 10 whole seconds. Listening for the Silence was not a bad single by any means. I actually enjoyed that one a good bit. And Soundboy Killa was another one that I kind of blasted for a minute there. But, you know, kind of forgettable again. But things are always getting better and better and better in my rankings. And coming in next is going to be Testify. It's going to be a better record with 1 out of 13 tracks, Rockin' Me. And I believe Goodbye for Now was a pretty decent single, and just not really any deep cuts to tell you guys about. It really stuck in my head. But now we're getting into the ones that I really, really enjoyed. All those were kind of, The Awakening was bad, and Angels, Circles, and Testify were just, you know, not that good. You know, maybe one track. But Murdered Love is coming in next, and this one, pretty darn good. In 2012, it had 3 singles on it, but I was not interested in the singles. I was interested in the title track, Murdered Love, and the controversial I Am made this record. It really did. It should have been a single. It was very controversial lyrics, and I love it when, you know, especially when Christians push the boundaries of what they can say in music. It's pretty darn cool, pretty darn punk rock, if you ask me. I'm still excited that my channel has a hater. That's awesome. You know you've made it when you've got haters. We've got 3 P.O.D. albums left. Payable on Death. Coming in next is going to be their beautiful debut album. Yeah. Fundamentals of Southtown. This was kind of in my collection early on. I did get rid of it. There's an alternate cover. I did not have the alternate cover, but the title track on this thing is banging. And a lot of the other cuts are pretty good too. Rock the Party, Off the Hook, Bullet, The Blue Sky, the U2 cover, killed it. And there's some other ones on here that are not bad at all. Not bad at all. But there's 2 more P.O.D. records which are the 2 best in my opinion. And the next one is going to be 2003's, and I had a copy of this one at 1.2, got rid of it. Payable on Death, their self-titled record. I picked this thing up. I know there was a lot of controversy about whether this one should be in a Christian bookstore because of the weird album cover, but I don't see anything controversial about that. It's a girl with butterfly wings. She's covering her chest. Nothing controversial, but Will You was a great single. Changed the World, And I think I and Identify was a pretty good one too. But now, ladies and gentlemen, actually I don't think any women watch my channel at all. Wonder why. Wonder why. It's almost dinner time. The best, the greatest P.O.D. record of all time and space and ever. Hands down, without a doubt, a near perfect record featuring H.R. Christian of Blindside, Eek a Mouse, co-produced by the band, and as always, Chris Lordownge mixed it. He mixes all the music. It's going to be this one, Satellite. This thing, and I'll give you guys a little bit of a free unboxing video here in a minute. This is, I mean, I still know these songs. I haven't revisited this in some time. It's from 2001. But gosh darn, this is good. And I think it still holds up. Whereas a lot of their other records don't. Set It Off. A lot. I feel so alive for the very first time. Yeah, I never need to hear that song ever again. I heard it 8,000 times a day in 2001 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. It got the music video. Oh my gosh. It's got to be one of the most played music videos ever in the history of ever. Boom. Here comes the boom. Here comes the boom. Here comes the music video with table tennis. Youth of the Nation packed an emotional punch that I can still hear in my head today. It still rings true today with all the violence that's going on in the world. Celestial, I believe, was an instrumental. I know there's a really great instrumental in here. I think it's Celestial. The title track is pretty good. Ridiculous, featuring Eek a Mouse, is pretty good. The Messenger is probably about God. No, here's the instrumental is Guitarras de Amor. Love of guitar. I think I know Spanish now. Anything Right is the highlight on this record for me, featuring Christian of Blindside. I can't do anything right. You don't know me. Get out of my life. Oh, and The Ghetto. The world is a ghetto. Masterpiece Conspiracy, Without Ja, Nothing. Thinking About Forever, and Portrait. Yeah, this is a darn good record. Darn good. Let's give you guys what you want. An unboxing. Ooh. I haven't listened to this or looked at this for a while. CD, it's not, oh man. That looks darn good to be, 20 years old. Almost 20 years old. Almost 20 years old. Almost 20 years old. Oh gosh. I think I just burst a blood vessel in my eyeball. Yeah, these are the pictures that I tried to draw back when I was a teenager in 2001, and I did not do a good job. There's a lot of thanking God in this booklet, and that's pretty awesome. Jah and God. Lyrics, pretty clear and concise lyrics. That was really corny, by any standards. The Creator, and then Oh, Wove. Come on, man. You didn't thank God first like the other three guys. Oh, last but not least, my Lord God. Very cool. Project 86. Blink-182. There's some really, actually, there's some people in here that I actually know in the credits. That's pretty cool. This has got a lot of wear on the booklet, which is nice. I haven't shown you guys any, like, so the CD looks pretty good. Takes me back to high school. Pretty darn good album, guys. Almost perfect. P.O.D. have yet to have a perfect record, but this one was pretty darn good. This one and Payable on Death and Fundamental Elements of Southtown. Those three were really incredible. Murdered Love was pretty darn good. And in my opinion, the rest of their discography is just kind of, don't really need it. Hey, I'm still a fan. And it's pretty much on this and Payable on Death and Fundamentals of Southtown. Pretty darn good music. If you guys are still here at the end of the video, I am working on probably a Pink Floyd Ranking the Studio Albums is coming soon. That one's going to be interesting. I've got some maybe different ideas that I'm going to be doing in that video because Pink Floyd is a different kind of band. I put off listening to them for so long because you got to be in the right mood for Pink Floyd. I've got my big nice The Wall box set there. Coming in, I'm also working on a Stroke 9 Ranking the Studio Albums. I did not know they've got some new music out, so I've got some catching up to do with the Stroke 9 boys. Not to be confused with the Strokes. This is Stroke 9. Also working on a Unwritten Law Ranking the Studio Albums. And this is a weird one. Cletus T. Judd Ranking the Studio Albums. What can I do better, guys? Can't get rid of the southern accent. This is the best camera I could afford. Let me know what kind of videos you guys want to see. And what kind of content I could be doing that maybe would get me, more money. Which, I'm making $0. So, $1 would be great. Cringe-worthy. I have the most cringe-worthy video YouTube channel ever. Thanks, whatever your name was.